Class is in session. MLB Hitting the Book Show. Tuesday, April 22nd. Ian Cameron, Connor Mack with you, ready to break down this Tuesday MLB slate. We got a full slate. All the games tonight. Nothing as far as daytime action in MLB. So let's jump right in. We'll begin with a game that starts top of the hour. We got the Yankees and the Guardians. Will Warren, Tanner Bybee. Cleveland minus 115, 8.5 the total. I kind of lean to Bybee and the Guardians. They got the win last night. I don't trust Will Warren. I don't want the Yankees. I don't want Will Warren in this spot. Bybee, though, has been a little bit rocky. I'd still lean Cleveland. He's pitching at home. His numbers historically have been better at home. I like the over, though, even more. We saw the over hit last night. Bybee's been shaky. The Yankees have, power that can maybe trouble him because he has had some issues. I remember against Baltimore, Bybee struggled. So I don't think he'll have a clean outing, but I'm not a big fan of Will Warren. I think Cleveland can hit him. So I like the over, lean Cleveland. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the Guardians could get to Warren here in this game. The over got there yesterday. I think it can. Again, these two also, when they get together, it just seems like we've gotten a ton of runs. Lately, it seems like a game the Yankees could get to Bybee. I mean, just been very average, 1-2 with the 5 ERA. I don't know if this Yankee team, if he's going to get right here today. I mean, he's off that horrible start at Baltimore where he gave up 3 jacks in that game as well, where he got lit up. So, yeah, I see some runs here. I kind of like the Guardians as well. I think they're a decent price here at home.
I agree with that. All right, we move along now. Next up, we've got Cincinnati and Miami. It is Nick Martinez, Edward Cabrera, the pitching matchup. There's another over for me. 8.5. I like over. The Reds are a slight minus 115 road favorite. Finally, the Nick Martinez that I don't think's that great showed up in the last start. He was not that great. He finally got hit, finally got knocked around a bit. And Edward Cabrera hasn't been what he was chalked up to be coming into the season. He's kind of labored through the majority of his starts. I know the Reds it was a great spot to fade the Cincinnati offense yesterday, coming off that 24 runs against Baltimore. And sure enough, they get shut down yesterday by Miami. But now I think the runs pick back up again. These are vulnerable starters, I think. So I kind of like it over here. Reds, Marlins, 8.5 to the over. C-Mac, what do you think?
I think it's another game the Marlins can win here. Numbers haven't been as good against righties, than they've been against lefties this year. They've hit lefties a lot better. But if there's a righty they could get to, it's here with Martinez, right? I mean, come on.
I think so.
I think they could get to him. Yeah, I think Cabrera pitches better at home. He always is a little bit better here. Talk about him. His walking people. He's the guy that doesn't strike out a ton either. His walk strikeout ratio. So, yeah, I think it's another game with Marlins. I kind of agree with these two teams. I'd lean over. I mean, they've just been scoring runs lately. Until sometimes it's going to be a month. These teams might be crazy over, and then they'll get on 162 games. They'll get on a big under run. But I kind of agree. Right now, the bats have been swinging well, so lean over.
All right, I agree with that. We move along now. Next up, we've got it is, let me just see here. There we go. San Diego, Detroit. Pivetta and Flaherty. Detroit minus 135. Home favorite, 7.5 the total in this game. Flaherty, obviously, I like him. I think he can pitch solid here. San Diego will be a good test because we know they can hit. But again, there's been a bit of a drop-off in San Diego's lineup and overall on the road compared to Petco. So I think Flaherty can pitch okay. It's what do you get from Pivetta? Pivetta's all over the map sometimes. So far, though, he's been great. I still have my doubts if he keeps this up, but I mean, 3 of the 4 starts have been really good. 1 run against the Cubs, shut out the Rockies, shut out the Braves. His worst outing all year. He gave up 3 runs to the Cubs in 3 innings, but other than that, he's pitched pretty well. This one, I would lean the other way with the total to the under. C-Mac, what do you think here? Padres, Tigers.
Yeah, I think it's just a tough spot here for the Padres. Having Merrill out is huge, and then now Rise as well. This lineup just not very good. You got Sheets, Bogarts as it got going. Everyone said swinging out better, feels great. Bat speed, all this bullshit. I look up, but he still hasn't really done anything, and now he's hitting in the 4 hole. So maybe he gets going. Like I talked about, still very early in this one, but I think this is Tigers or nothing. Flaherty is where I want to back him here at home. So I like the Tigers here.
All right, we get to Seattle, Boston. Bryce Miller, Brian Bayo back in the rotation now here for Boston.
He's back.
25 home favorites, 9.5 the total. He's back, but did you see his numbers at the minor leagues before this call-up?
Yeah, he's gotten hit a little bit.
Not good. Not good at all. This total is skyrocketing. I don't disagree one bit. This total has gone all the way from 8.5 through 9, all the way to 9.5. This has been a big move on the total. I agree. I think it's an over here. Mariners and Red Sox. Miller's not the same. How many times have we talked? I'm sick of talking about it, but you talk about these pitchers like 80 fucking times through the year because they pitch every 5 days. So you're going to repeat some of the same shit. But we say this all the time with Bryce Miller. Been doing baseball shows, Connor, for years with him, and we've said the same thing. He's not the same pitcher on the road. We don't trust a lot of these Mariners pitchers, especially Bryce Miller, on the road like we do in Seattle. So I think Boston can do some damage here. I like this over. I would lean Mariners because they're actually hitting well on this road trip. Just ask Toronto. I thought they hit the ball pretty well. I'm not laying it with Bayo. So by default, CMAC at this price, I'm either taking Seattle or I'm passing. What do you think here?
Yeah, I mean, Tatis's own Flaherty. Nick, he done about 7 for 10 with a couple home runs. He might get to him again. I mean, he's that good. But yeah, Bryce Miller, I don't know. I think we get some runs in this game. It says moved up a bunch. The value's kind of gone in it. He pitched all right there in Cincinnati on the road. Can he get back to back? I don't know. He only gave up 3 hits, a couple walks in that start. He did have 8 Ks. You talk about Bayo. He just has in 2 of those 4 starts. He's only, he's had a pitch count. He's going to have one here today. I don't think he's going to go past 85 in this one. So maybe 4 innings if he could get there. And 2 of the starts he gave, he was hit pretty hard. So this is a game, just a flat pass, I think. I didn't see a ton of value on either of these teams.
All right, Baltimore.
Look at the props, like we talked about, if you want to hit a couple.
Yeah, it definitely could be one of those games where some home run props, RBI props might be worth a shot here. Baltimore, Washington. We got Dean Kramer and Mitchell Parker. Baltimore minus 130, road favorites, 9 the total. I've got no analysis here for this bet other than Baltimore's awful right now. How the hell are they laying a price on the road like this? I know Washington's not great, but Kramer's been awful aside from 1 start. Mitchell Parker's actually decent. He's capable. And at home, I think I trust him a little bit more. I'm going to take a shot with the Nats here. More so than just Orioles right now in their form at this price. Not a chance. CMAC, what do you think here? Orioles, Nationals.
Yeah, and all the love here. Orioles, this line is not moved. It's not good. It's like they want the O's. If they come through, it's got to be their offense, and they just haven't hit lefties. We've talked about. I mean, when are they going to get going? Yep. This O's offense. Now you got to deal with Kramer, who had his last start was pretty good. That was at home, right?
Yeah.
Everything froze for me here. It was at home, so I don't know if he could pitch well again in this one. I think the Nats are scrappy too. Maybe first 5. Right now, Orioles, I can't get back until the lineup gets going. Same thing with the pitch. The pitching's been the biggest problem as well. I mean, at this point, the offense needs to get going. They got to score 6 or 7 runs. You should see the ERA, all the starting pitchers. It's like 5, 9, 10. It's fucking awful. Yep. So, it seems like it could be a get-right spot, but just not for me now. Yeah, Nats or nothing.
All right, next up, we've got Phillies and Mets. Sanchez Canning, the pitching matchup. The Phillies minus 130, road favorites, 8 the total, shaded to the under. I can't believe I'm saying I lean under in a Canning start, but Canning's actually been okay. Citi Field, a lot of the Mets pitchers have pitched well, including Canning. Canning's been okay, and I like Christopher Sanchez. I think he's a pretty solid pitcher. Could keep the Mets under wraps here. I like the Mets. Best bet cashes yesterday with the New York Mets, although they had to hang on. It got close in the 9th, but they did hang on for the 5-4 win. This time I lean Phillies, but the offense has still not been great, consistent for the Phillies, but I kind of want to back Sanchez. I don't love the price, but I would lean Phillies minus 130 of Sanchez. CMAC, what do you think?
Yeah, these are the big kind of starts. Mets finally running hot. Bats waking up a little bit. Kenny pitched well on the road. That first start at St. Louis was pretty good. He only had 3 walks, 2 Ks. He did give up 8 hits, but that's a pitcher when he kind of doesn't have it. He worked around it, in that game, especially on the road. Can he do that here? I can't take it. Mets are just too hot right now. The problem is Griffin Canning. I mean, I think he could get tattooed. He is here at home. You know, he has some bad numbers to lefties. And I think Harper, Schwarber, these guys could get to him today. So I'm off here. Maybe an over. I don't know. Can Sanchez give up runs here? That's the big key. His start, I think.
That's true. What's Sanchez do is the question. If you only trust the if you trust the Mets though to do damage, you could take Mets team total. The total's new. I actually lean under, but like I said, I'm not thrilled to take an under with Griffin Canning. I worry that the other shoe's going to drop on that guy. All right, next up we've got St. Louis and Atlanta. Palante, and we've got one of my favorite last names, and I'm seeing it again. Blewett is going to be the spot starter here for the Atlanta Braves. Yeah, Atlanta minus 140. Look, huge move in the price, but I wouldn't take St. Louis now. It's moved enough. St. Louis still hasn't been good enough on the road where I want to trust them, and I don't want to trust Palante. Maybe an over, because Blewett's numbers are less than stellar. I don't trust Palante pitching on the road, so maybe this game goes over 8.5, 9, but not a strong opinion here either way. C-Mac, how about you? Cardinals, Braves.
Yeah, Blewett's just the starting guy here, right? He's just going to go an inning or two.
Yeah.
Palante, I think he could get ripped here. He talked about Cardinals, man. He just can't back them on the road.
I know.
You know, and they fought back in yesterday's game a little bit. Still lost. Has not been very good. 1-10, right? They are Braves, at least scratching back. 9-13. They've been pretty good at home, and there's been some tough numbers for Palante. So I think this is the Braves. Take him again here, or look at their team total. I always look at Ozuna, guys like that, but Austin Riley started to get red hot. I think he had a jack yesterday. I think he's go back to him today. Got some good numbers off Palante. Small size. I think he's like 3 for 3 or 3 for 4.
All right, Dodgers and Cubs, good matchup here. We got Dustin May, and we've got Shota Imanaga Davida, honey. Yeah, Shota Imanaga here for the Cubs. Dodgers minus 120, road favorites, 9 the total here in this one. Seems like the Dodgers and Cubs, this is like the third series already for these teams. They played in Tokyo, they played in Dodger Stadium earlier this year, and here usually, they are already.
Usually the Dodgers don't go to Chicago till like August.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that. Years and years. It's early. Yeah, it is a little crazy.
Season series is going to be over before the end of April between these two teams. Pretty crazy. I think there's a little value with Imanaga here as a home dog. I think he could pitch all right. Dodgers have not been hitting lefties nearly as well of late. That is definitely something to keep an eye on here with them. The only concern is, boy, Dustin May has looked pretty good so far this year, and I'm not in a rush to fit maybe an under. I think there is a little value. Home dogs, Cubs, Dodgers on the road are a little bit more beatable, I guess you could say. So lean Cubs, lean under here for me. C-Mac, what about you? Dodgers, Cubs.
Yeah, this is like conflicting. I thought you might like the over. This line's moved up. It's to 9. And I could see these guys getting hit, especially May. It's kind of like maybe this first start he gets hit around. Doesn't have a ton of starts. It's dating back to 2 years versus some of these Cubs. But, man, he's looked really, really good. And this is where I want him. He's been great on the road, too.
Yeah.
Really all year long. He's been great for me to back him. Like, I feel like you take the Cubs here, first 5 a little bit. But, yeah, wind's blowing out a little bit. Maybe that's why this moved this line. But Dodgers, other than the guy you want here, they haven't hit lefties, is Tommy Edman. He's 2 for 5 with 2 homers. Everybody else has done really nothing. I don't know how we get a bunch of runs. So it's kind of cold. There is a little bit of rain. Yeah, I'm just shocked. Maybe the bats are going to come alive. So I worry, but I like the under here. This is at 9.
Yeah. A little too high
even
now.
The first 5, 4.5.
Yeah.
You get plus money on it now, plus 110. So I was looking at that first 500.
All right, first 5 under for C-Mac. White Sox Twins, Martin and Ober. We've got Minnesota minus 250, home favorites, 8.5. I think this is Bailey over because I like the over here. Bailey Ober, now he's a little bit better at home usually, but even his last home start wasn't great, and then he struggled in some of his other starts. I know the White Sox lineup sometimes doesn't hit, but I think the White Sox can do a little bit offensively here. And then Davis Martin's an easy fade. This guy's just not very good. So the Minnesota Twins should be able to do some damage here in this game. So I like over 8.5 here with Sox and Twins. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, what Davis Martin do we get? I don't know. But one thing is, fuck, I can't back the Twins at this price. This is insane. Of course, the White Sox are awful, but Ober's at home. I mean, he can't get hit around, but he should be better in a lot of, I think, his home starts. And this is a lineup he should have some success against, I think. Can the Twins bats get going? Where's Carlos Correa? This guy just on a fucking beach somewhere. Some of these guys just nowhere to be found. They brought up, this is what I wanted to throw out today. He's already had 2 games. They're a big prospect. Luke Keyshaw, he's hit third here, second baseman. He's DHing today. From Arizona State, too. And he's had some big years. Basically skipped AAA. I mean, he's played there the first start of the year. He had 5 home runs. But ate it up single A and double A. I'm taking his RBI. He's hitting third here off Davis Martin. Give me some of that. And his Jack, plus 700. Luke Keyshaw in the 3 spot.
This guy's going to be a good player. He's a nice prospect.
He's just solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, more of a doubles guy, but could hit 25 homers. Yes, yeah. Yeah, look for him today. I think it's like a perfect kind of pitcher in Davis Martin, in the 3-hole today.
Puts the ball in play. That's what you want to see. Don't swing for the fences every time. Just get bat on ball, put it in play, and get on base. And he's been pretty good at that here in his first few big league appearances. All right, next up we've got Colorado and Kansas City. Feltner and Bubic, the pitching matchup. Kansas City minus 250 home favorites. I mean, what do you do here? It's kind of like the last game. How do you lay minus 250 with Minnesota, but can you take the White Sox? This game, how the hell do you lay minus 250 with Kansas City, but can you take the Rockies? That's the problem. I'm staying far away from a side. I don't want either. I don't even love the total because I don't trust Feltner or Bubic long term, but I don't trust these lineups. They're not hitting either one right now. Rockies bats are ice cold. Royals bats are ice cold. Other than Witt, who the hell else is hitting for Kansas City? Maybe once in a while Pasquantino does something, but other than that, this Royals lineup is dead right now. So tough to trust the total here, even though the pitchers aren't great. C-Mac, what do you think? Royals, Rockies.
Yeah, so you're just trusting, like, of course, the Royals baseball team's way better than the Rockies. Yeah. I mean, they haven't hit anything lately. It's been a rough go for them. I mean, they pulled out that last win. What was it? Just with the Tigers 4-3. So, but it had been really rough the whole week with them. Feltner got hit just his second back-to-back start on the road. I don't know if he's great here. I think he could be a little bit better than giving up 5 runs like he did against the Dodgers. And how can you back the Rockies? Like I've talked about, like I just kind of don't want to back them until they get hitting, get back home. Like, and they've had, but it's dating back the last few years. They've had some success against the Royals, blah, blah, blah. But just different team and just not swinging it until, like, I want my money on these guys. It's just, I got to stay away. If you could trust the Royals, you think they're back here with Bubic, of course, on the mound. You just lay it with them, take the run line or their team total. But the bat's just been ice cold.
There we go. Oh, finally, yay. The graphics are working again. I was clicking the graphics for every game. They weren't coming up. Finally. There we go. We're back. Blue Jays and Astros.
StreamYard's fucking with us.
Yeah, weird. There we go. Toronto minus 120 road favorites. 8 the total here in this game. Astros shut out the Blue Jays. I like this spot for Toronto. Bounce back spot. And you can't argue with what Chris Bassett's doing right now. He's been terrific. He has been just mowing them down here early in the season. And I know the Astros had the Astros haven't been hitting. That was a rare 7-run outburst last night against the Jays. I think they get shut down. Bassett's in good form. I trust him a little bit more than Ronel Blanco right now, who has not been as good this season as he was last year for Houston. So I like this spot. Jays got shut out last night. I think they bounce back here. I like them. Short road favorite. First 5 full game money line. Toronto. Lean to the under, too. I think this could be another lower scoring game. I'm certainly not running a bet and over with Chris Bassett right now. He's been terrific. Excellent form. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I like the under here. I mean, these teams just aren't swinging it. I mean, can the Jays get some off Blanco? Like, I mean, he's better than what he's been. I mean, it's been rough to watch him in some of these starts of the year. It seems like he could pitch well as the Jays haven't got going. Bassett's been excellent. I mean, there's one guy who owns him. That's Jordan. Nobody else. I mean, what's he have? 5 homers off him. So don't get beat by him. Yes. How about that?
Yeah, pitch around him and beat the rest of this lineup that's not that great so far, Houston. Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the Jays could be live, but I don't see a ton of value. I just like the under here. If you're talking
All
about.
right. I don't disagree with that. The under here for us, CMAC. All right, Pittsburgh Pirates, Los Angeles Angels. We've got Yoel Soriano. Great start to the year for him for the Angels, and Bailey Falter for the Pirates. Angels minus 200, favorites 8.5 the total. There are some warning signs with those Soriano, though, that regression could be on the way. There's some numbers that aren't as good as his ERA, so you worry about that a little bit. But is Pittsburgh going to be the kind of team to exploit that with that pop gun lineup? I'm not so sure about that for the Pittsburgh Pirates. This might be an Angels team total for me because I don't trust Falter. I think the Angels might be able to swing it here a little bit, but I don't know if the Pirates are going to be able to return form with against Soriano. So I did grab a little Angels team total here over 4.5 in this game. CMAC, Pirates, Angels.
His price is just huge. I get if you want to take the Angels, that's how you got to kind of look at it. The tough thing is with Falter, he pitched well, and I think that's why you kind of want to back him a little bit, is at home. You know, and there's a few Angels that I just think could get to him. Ward, Hoppy, of course, Trout. But the rest of the team hasn't really hit lefties, though. This Angels team, 214. It's just tough. With these two, it's tough to take a team that's just not hitting yet, and with Pirates, but I think there's some value here with him at this number. You got to take Falter, but I lean under a little bit as well. I think though a couple of those guys could get to him. I might be taking Taylor Ward here tonight for Jack. Perfect guy, eats lefties. Last week hasn't been great for him either.
All right, Tampa Bay Rays, Arizona Diamondbacks. We've got Zach Littell for Tampa Bay. And Brandon Pfaadt, I should say, for Arizona. Arizona minus 180, home favorites, 9 the total. I like Arizona here. I decided to go first 5 run line minus 0.5 and full game run line minus 1. I sprinkled on the team total over for the Diamondbacks too. Like, I think this Tampa bullpen, they used a lot of their arms against the Yankees. Littell has not been good in the last couple starts. I think the Diamondbacks could get to him in the Rays bullpen as well, which is at the pitch a lot lately. And meanwhile, Brandon Pfaadt has pitched better, and he's been really good at home. Chase Field. He's pitched very well in Arizona. He's a pitcher I trust here in his home ballpark. So I think it's an Arizona win. But to get, you don't want to lay minus 180, so I decided to go with first 5 run line, full game run line, team total over for Arizona. Split it with those 3. CMAC, what do you think?
Yeah, the Rays here. I don't know. They could be backed. This is where I want to back him, is at home. This roof's open too, by the way, just to put it out there. I think it's going to be open here, at least maybe for the next few games. This is about as good as weather you're going to get for it's just going to be so fucking hot. They got to close that thing. So, yeah, I kind of like the D-backs. This one's tough on the total. If the bats get going, I think this game could go over, but I kind of lean under. This total I've been going through all day. I thought was a little.
That's why I like the team total. I don't trust.
Yeah, I don't blame you
fully to contribute enough. Yeah,
and the pitching just hasn't been there for this Rays team. We talked about they had to be at home in that little ballpark. They didn't play very well, and then I talked about them going on the road, and that had been his problem the last few years. He was a lot better, at home. I mean, last year at a 6.43 ERA. So I don't blame you here. D-backs team total.
All right, Milwaukee and San Francisco. San Francisco minus 140, home favorites, 7.5 the total in this game. I actually think they're very live dog tonight, Milwaukee, in my opinion. Quintana's been really good coming over to this Brewers team. He's been solid in every outing so far, and Jordan Hicks has been crushed in his last 2 starts. He has not pitched well. Back-to-back outings for the Giants. Jordan Hicks has really struggled. I think they're live to win this game, and I love the price. Give me a little Milwaukee here. First 5 full game money line. I think they can win this game. I know tough, after last night, in this series opener, but I think they could get this one tonight, Milwaukee. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, Giants really haven't hit lefties. Brewers were in that, yesterday.
That was a winnable game. Blew it. Got away late. Yep.
Yeah, got away late in that one. Quintana's been good. Like I talked about, this Giants team, there's not really like Adames has great numbers. He's been ice cold to start the year. I think he's 6 for 17. He had a homer or 2. And the only guy with lefty that's been really is Flores. When Flores goes yard again. I think he went yard last night, right? Those are like
He's been great.
two of the guys. He's been great. Yeah, he's been really, really good. It's always nice, I guess, when you're like 34 or whatever he is to start out a year like this. But I think there's too much love for the Giants in this game. I think the Brewers are live as well. I think this price is too big.
All right, we both like the Brewers here, and this one is a live dog. And we wrap it up with our final game out there in Sacramento, Sacktown, Texas Rangers and the Athletics. Osvaldo Bido for the A's, and we've got Patrick Corbin. Hasn't been nearly as bad as I expected this season.
He was good his last start.
Yeah, he was. I don't know about tonight. We'll see. Athletics minus 125, home favorites, 10.5 the total. I'm not laying it with the Athletics, though, or Bido. I think Texas might be able to do some damage. I think they match up actually okay against Bido. Now, I know Corbin's been better than expected, but you have to remember we've been targeting overs in this ballpark. Now, the problem is when I bet this total, CMAC, it was 9.5 minus 125, and then it went to 10, and now it's gone to 10.5. So there's a lot of value. You haven't gotten the best of the number. I would still maybe lean over the total, but it has gone up quite a bit to 10.5. I do like runs in this game, though. I think both teams can contribute on the scoreboard. So I like over 10.5. C-Mac, how about you here? Rangers, A's.
Yeah, at 10.5, it's tough to take. If you have the 10, I mean, we were getting spoiled. These numbers were just 8s, you know. And
now they're adjusting.
Yeah. Now they're finally adjusting. Yeah, wind's blowing out. I don't know how this doesn't go over. It seems like a good spot for the Rangers to score some runs, too. This offense hasn't been very good to start the year. And
one better on the road. The lineup, believe it or not, hitting at home. They've
yeah, they've been awful at home. Corbin, after a good start, seems like he give it up. An A's team, it's been ripping lefties, second in the league here. Average wise, they're slugging, all that stuff on base is very, very good. So it seems like they could get to him. So look for a few righties. These lineups haven't come out yet, but I agree with you. Especially if you have 10, the flat 10, I think it gets over here today.
All right, there you have it. There's the Tuesday MLB slate. We rapid fire because I'll be honest, I really kept a brisk pace today. We got a hockey game at the top of the hour. I got to admit, I want to make sure we're done before the hockey game start. First hockey game of the night. It's earlier start time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. on the West Coast with New Jersey and Carolina to get the night going. Jack of the day, C-Mac. Anything you like?
Yeah. I hit up Austin Riley. I talked about he's plus 425. The only other one, I'm going to go with Taylor Ward. I just put it in. But this number I got was plus 475. I think he goes Jack. Ding dong yak off of Falter.
I'm going to mention someone you mentioned, Taylor Ward. I think he matches up well against Mr. Falter. For the LA Angels. Yep. I think plus 450 is worth a look for Taylor Ward. Yes, I know Nick mentioned Tatis has done some damage in the past against Flaherty. I don't mind that. That's not a great price. I always look for better prices than that, but certainly from a matchup standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. No question about that. Ellie De La Cruz actually doesn't have the worst numbers in the world either against Cabrera for Cincinnati. So Ellie might be worth a look too, plus 600 for the Reds as far as a home run prop tonight is concerned. But those are the main ones here as far as home run props. I think Seattle, Boston, definitely there's a game where I think we're going to see the ball flying a little bit. There could be some good keep an eye on this Rafaela here for Boston. He's someone that I've been able to cash some big bargains as far as the home run prop for the Red Sox. So maybe keep an eye on him for moving forward. There's definitely some value there. All right, let's go with best bets now. Time to wrap it up and see if we can cash some more best bets on this Tuesday. C-Mac, we'll start with you. What do you like here for best bet?
Let's get to go, the dog here at the Brewers plus 125, but there's 10 flats. So I bet this earlier, minus 115 here, still at circa, and that's Rangers, A's over. We're going over. Runs. Get the 10.
Yeah, over. There is.
Over. And take my guy, Luke. He's one other guy for see if he can get it done for the Twins. A little first home run of the career type shit. You know what I mean?
No doubt. All right, my best bet. I don't like normally going with the team close by, an hour down the road. But I think it's a good night to bet them tonight. Toronto Blue Jays. Bassett's in great form. Bounce back spot after getting shut out last night. They got the right guy on the mound, and I think they can just do a little bit more damage against Blanco than vice versa. So let's go Toronto minus 120 against Houston. That'll be my best bet for this Tuesday card. Shout out to the chat: Mike Campbell, Matt the Bat, Justin McKelvey, Old E, Lonnie Smith, Jorge Herrera. Rest in peace, Mike Patrick, the ESPN longtime announcer. That's very sad to hear that.
He was great.
Broadcaster. Sunday Night Football with Paul McGuire and Joe Theismann. That trio, yeah. Sunday Night Football on ESPN back in the day. We're old enough to remember that. Mike Patrick, Joe Theismann, and rest in peace, Mike Patrick. Great play-by-play guy. Holy cow. I think he's said that quite a bit. Mike Patrick. Are you kidding? He said that a lot, too, I remember, in his play-by-play. But, yeah, Mike Patrick, great play-by-play man. Absolutely. Rest in peace to him. Sad news indeed. Old E, Don Trell Frazier. Appreciate you guys joining us. Hit the like button on the way out. That's a wrap. We're back with you tomorrow. For CMAC, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Tuesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we're back on Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific, for another edition of the MLB Hitting the Books show. Until then, class dismissed.